All right, so get this, right? Our deep dive today, it's about air conditioning.
Air conditioning, yeah.
But and just stay with me here. Okay.
Okay.
It's inspired by song lyrics.
Okay, interesting.
Have you ever, I mean, I'm assuming you have, but like when you hear a song, have you ever like thought about, wow, we could totally do a deep dive on this song?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean there's some really interesting stuff out there, right?
Exactly, and that's what we're doing today.
Yeah.
So the song is You Make Me Shiver, Mr. Aircon.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And it's all about, like what our reactions, like our bodies, how our bodies react to air conditioning.
Yeah.
Like we all experience this.
All the time.
Especially, well, I mean, I don't know where all our listeners are, but like if you're anywhere where it gets warm, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's that instant relief, that blast of cold air.
Exactly. And the song, like it really gets into those sensations.
It does.
The lyrics talk about like this blowing, chilling whisper.
Yeah.
There's silent breeze and even this like lightning quiver.
Wow.
So I'm really curious from the physiological perspective, what's going on in our bodies to make us feel these things so strongly?
Yeah, it's actually pretty amazing how our bodies just, like, they know how to react to cold almost instantly.
Right.
Like take shivering, for example.
Okay.
You know those little tremors you get? That's your muscles rapidly contracting. And what they're doing is trying to generate heat to deal with the sudden temperature change.
Oh, so like our body's trying to warm us up by shivering.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
And goosebumps.
Yeah.
It's like your body's trying to trap a layer of warm air close to your skin.
Yeah.
Using these little bumps.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
And it's not just on the surface either. Even your blood vessels.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they actually constrict too.
Huh.
Which is why, sometimes, like if you're holding a cold drink for too long,
Right.
your fingers, they might feel a little numb.
Yes. Yeah.
Your body's basically saying, okay, we need to keep the important stuff warm. Let's focus on the core.
It's amazing though, right? Like I never really considered like all this was going on.
It's incredible.
It's like this whole behind the scenes thing going on and we don't even realize.
Yeah, totally.
But so the song, it's not just about those physical sensations. There's this one line, let me see, it says, "Close my eyes, act a fool."
Okay.
And it makes me wonder if there's a connection between like feeling cold and our behavior.
Oh, absolutely. And it's really fascinating.
Okay.
Because temperature, it can actually, even subtly, it can impact our mood and even the way we think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for example, there's been some research that shows that when you're in a slightly cooler temperature, you might actually focus better.
Interesting.
Which, might be why you feel more productive, when it's like a crisp, cool day.
Like instead of that sluggish feeling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But the song, though, it seems to link, this feeling of cold with something that feels good.
Right.
Like feels so nice. That's in the lyrics.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's where things get interesting. Because what feels nice,
Right.
it's different for everybody.
Totally.
It's subjective, right? There's cultural influences, like your own personal experiences.
Yeah.
Even just like memories that you associate with certain temperatures.
Oh, that's so true. Like some people, they crank the AC, right?
Oh.
And other people, they want it like barely even noticeable,
Yeah, exactly. Personal preference.
Yeah. And speaking of that, the song, it keeps repeating every night, "You're the king."
Okay.
It's almost as if like the air conditioner is like a character.
Right. It has a personality.
Right. And it makes me wonder, like, what about our relationship with technology in general and how that affects how we experience things, like temperature in this case?
That's a really interesting point because I think, when we become so reliant on something like AC
Right.
to control the climate around us, we might, and this is just a thought.
Yeah.
We might be getting a little bit less adaptable to natural changes in temperature.
That's a good point.
Because we're so used to having this like perfect temperature all the time.
Right. Like we've engineered our way around discomfort in a way.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes you wonder, right? Like,
Yeah.
Are we becoming overly sensitive to these temperature changes?
Yeah. Yeah, because we're just not used to it anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. That's really something to consider.
It is.
So we've gone from talking about goosebumps and shivering to like the psychology of being comfortable, and then the role of technology.
All from a song about air conditioning.
I know, right?
It just shows you can find inspirations anywhere.
That's for sure.
And there's so many different layers to these everyday experiences.
It's amazing. And to all our listeners out there,
Yeah.
next time you reach for that thermostat, to adjust the temperature, just take a second.
Yeah.
Pay attention to how your body feels. Is it purely physical, or do you feel something else there too?
It's always worth paying attention to those little things.
Exactly. You might just surprise yourself. All right, until next time.
See you next time.